Most people think they're lonely when really they don't know how to be alone. And the confusion keeps them chasing validation, people, noise, instead of actually building a relationship with themselves. And the strange part is that the more they try to avoid loneliness, the more disconnected they end up feeling. And in this video, I want to show you the difference and why learning to be alone actually makes life calmer, clearer, and way more grounded. Let's get into it. Here's something a lot of people never stop to ask. Why does being alone feel so uncomfortable in the first place? Well, it isn't because something is missing in your life. It's because being alone, when the noise quiets down, it removes all distraction. And you can hear nothing but yourself. And if you're not used to that, that's where people panic. Because loneliness isn't always going to feel like sadness, right? Sometimes it just feels like restlessness or like reaching for your phone without thinking, like staying in conversations or relationships that don't really fit you just to avoid the quietness. And the problem is that doing all those things isn't connection. It's just avoidance. And the reason that loneliness feels so uncomfortable isn't because you're alone. It's just because you're not used to being present with just yourself yet. And when people say, I hate being alone, that actually isn't true. The underlying part, what they actually fear is what shows up when they're alone. Without the validation, without the audience, without the noise to drown things out. There's just an honest mirror. You versus you. No one else. And a lot of people were never taught to just sit with that, because at each moment we can always reach for a distraction or a new goal or activity to do. And I've noticed that in my own life as well. The moments where I felt most lonely wasn't when I was without anyone around. It's when I didn't really trust myself yet. When I was avoiding these decisions, postponing things that I needed to face, living slightly out of alignment with what I needed to achieve or do in my life. And that silence, it didn't create a discomfort. It just revealed it. Let me repeat that. The silence didn't create a discomfort. It just revealed it. Here's the shift that changed everything. Being alone isn't punishment. It's a training ground. It's like that hyperbolic time chamber in Dragon Ball Z where you enter for a year and only 10 days pass in the real world. It's where you get to train and improve at an increased rate because there's nothing to affect you. You find out what you actually think. You find out what you actually need. Who are you without input, without other people's perspectives and opinions affecting you? What do you actually tolerate? Not what's imposed on you or what people tell you to tolerate, but what do you tolerate? What are you finally done accepting? What do you need to rid yourself with or your life? That loneliness is going to fade if you stick with it. You improve because your solitude suddenly becomes intentional. It's not this thing that's overcoming you. It's this thing that's helping you grow, that's helping you find yourself. So the real question isn't, how do I stop feeling lonely? The better question is, can I build a relationship with myself that doesn't need constant distraction, that doesn't need socials, messages, validation, affirmation, not just the skill of being alone and honing yourself while you're at it. Because the only way to find whom you are is in the silence. And like any skill, it's going to feel awkward before it feels natural. And it doesn't say anything about you not wanting to be lonely. It's just that you haven't developed the skill yet. So practicing this is going to happen if you start smaller than you think. Like Atomic Habits, the book by James Clear. Start small and build from there. The way I did it's like I went for walks without my AirPods. No music. Experience the world. Experience my thoughts. Let it flow. Ate a meal alone, without my computer, without a movie, without my phone. Just ate and experienced the meal. Found out what I thought of this. How did it make me feel? How did it taste? It will spawn interesting thoughts the more you do it because you reveal layer by layer. Start service level. You don't even know what to do with yourself at first, but suddenly you see that things are starting to flow because you're connecting with who's in there. And when you do this, don't fix or judge your thoughts. Just let them come to you. Experience. And at first, it will feel uncomfortable. But remember that feeling uncomfortable isn't loneliness. It's just you being unfamiliar with this process. And unfamiliarity passes if you stop running from it. There is such an important change when you get comfortable with being alone. You're going to stop chasing people out of fear. Stop clinging. Stop performing. Because you know whom you are and what you need. Now people are added to your lives instead of the other way around. Maybe you want a girl, right? But now you know who you are and what you need. So when you're on a date, you're no longer nervous because it's not about you impressing her. You know what you need and she needs to fit your standards because you know who you are. It's no longer a necessity. It's a supplement, right? It doesn't replace something in your life. It just adds. That's how you start choosing connection, and all your relationships will get healthier for it. So the real goal never was isolation. It's independence, because the problem isn't being alone. The problem is avoidance. And learning to sit with yourself is not something you master once. It's something you're going to practice until it stops feeling like a threat and you find who you actually are in the silent moments. See you in the next one.